Hey there, I'm John, 42 years old, and this is my story. It's raw, it's messy, and it's the kind of tale that starts with love, stumbles through heartbreak, and ends with a freedom I never saw coming. Stick with me because by the end you'll see how a single kiss flipped my world upside down and led me to a place I never expected. First, I want to say thank you for being here. If you're listening to this, you're part of something special. Hit that like button. Subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And here's a question for you. Where are you hearing this story from? Drop a comment below and let me know. Maybe you're on your morning commute, chilling at home, or sneaking a listen at work. I'm curious, so share it with me. Now let's dive in. Let's start with the wound that started it all. My wife Sarah kissed another man on a night out. We'd been together since we were 18 high school sweethearts who thought we'd conquer the world together. 24 years, 2 kids, and a life built on promises. But that night when she came home at 4 in the morning, something was off. I was half asleep groggy, but I could feel the tension in the air. She climbed into bed and I reached for her hand. She pulled away. My stomach sank, but I asked, "What's wrong, Silence?" Then, like a dam breaking, she blurted it out. "I met a guy tonight. He kissed me." I didn't kiss back at first. Then I did. We danced and we kept kissing for half an hour. Her voice cracked and she kept saying, "I'm sorry, please don't leave me." I lay there processing. My wife, the woman I'd loved for over 2 decades, had crossed a line. But here's the thing. My first thought wasn't anger. It was, so what? It's just kissing. I didn't say that out loud. Instead, I hugged her, held her close, and tried to calm her down. An hour later, I found the words. "I know you feel guilty, Sarah, but don't. I'm not going to break up our family over some kissing and dancing. I don't love you any less than I did yesterday. This won't grow into resentment. I meant it. I thought we'd move past it. But that moment, that kiss, was the crack that would shatter everything." Let's rewind a bit to give you the full picture. Sarah and I met when we were kids, barely 18, full of dreams and hormones. The first year was magic. Passionate, wild, the kind of love you think lasts forever. But after that, our sex life fizzled. Maybe once or twice a year if I was lucky. For the last 3 years, nothing. Zero. It bothered me, sure, but I loved her. I loved our kids, Emma and Liam, who were 10 and 7. I wasn't going to make a fuss. I knew friends in the same boat, marriages that settle into routine where passion takes a backseat to partnership. I accepted it. I thought that's just how life goes. But there was more to me than just being Sarah's husband. I'd always been a big guy, mildly overweight, but fit thanks to sports. I played soccer, ran, and stayed active. About 10 years ago, though, life threw a curveball. I got sick. Really sick. A mix of medications and comfort eating sent my weight soaring. At my heaviest, I hit nearly 300 pounds. I'm 6'2", so I carried it, but I wasn't happy. I felt sluggish, trapped in a body that didn't feel like mine. 2 years ago, I decided enough was enough. I started lifting weights, eating better, and slowly the pounds came off. Now, at 200 pounds, I'm the lightest I've been as an adult. For the first time in my life, I've got abs, a bit of muscle, and a confidence I didn't know I could have. I started posting about my baking on social media. Yeah, I'm that guy who makes killer sourdough and cupcakes. Women started noticing. I'd get messages, flirty comments on my baking pages. "Looking good, John," or "Can you bake me something special?" I never engaged. I'm not that guy. My heart was with Sarah always. Sarah, though, was stunning. Always had been. She turned heads wherever she went, and I was proud to be her husband. But as I got fitter, something shifted. She started acting insecure. For the first time in our marriage, she wasn't the only one getting attention. I didn't think much of it at first. I'd tell her she looked gorgeous, update my phone's home screen with a picture of her from that night out just to show her I only had eyes for her. But looking back, I see it now. She was used to being the star, and my quiet transformation was unsettling her. That night she went out. She was with a mixed group of friends, some single, some coupled up. I stayed home with the kids like always. Around midnight, my phone pinged. It was one of her friends, Claire. The message was blunt. "John, you deserve better. Sarah doesn't know how lucky she is. I know you're not getting any. If you want to hook up, I'm here." My jaw dropped. I screenshotted it and sent it to Sarah immediately. No hesitation. I wasn't tempted, not for a second. But that message planted a seed of doubt. What was going on with Sarah's friends? What was she saying about me behind my back? When Sarah confessed about the kiss, I thought we'd handle it. I forgave her, or at least I thought I did. But the weeks that followed were slow unraveling. She didn't let it go. Instead, she turned it on me. She accused me of not loving her because I wasn't jealous. If you cared, you'd be angry, she'd say. She claimed I must be kissing other women. That's why I was so calm, projecting her guilt onto me. She even called me gay, which made no sense. Why don't you care, John? What's wrong with you? I'd try to explain. Sarah, it's not that I don't care. I just don't think a kiss is worth tearing our family apart. But she wouldn't hear it. She kept pushing, picking fights, questioning my love. It was like she wanted me to explode to prove something. And then there was the physical side. She'd always been clear. She hated being touched unless she initiated it. Don't try anything, John. It makes me feel pressured. I respected that. Always had. But now she was mad I wasn't initiating. Why don't you want me? She'd ask, her voice sharp. I was walking on eggshells, confused, trying to be the husband she wanted while staying true to the boundaries she'd set. Then my phone pinged again. It was Claire, the same friend who'd propositioned me. This time she sent a photo and a video. My heart stopped. There was Sarah in a club pressed against some guy. Their lips locked, her hands on his shoulders. The video was worse. 30 seconds of them dancing, kissing, lost in each other. At the end, Sarah glanced at the camera, her eyes wide before darting toward it. The video cut off. Claire's message was simple. She's not who you think she is. Sarah saw the message and broke down again, sobbing, begging me not to leave. But my feelings hadn't changed. I wasn't angry, I was numb. I hugged her, told her we'd be okay. But inside, I was starting to question everything. The next month was hell. Sarah's accusations got worse. She'd snap at me for no reason, twist my words, make me feel like I was the one betraying her. She'd say things like, "You're too calm. You must be hiding something. Or if you loved me, you'd fight for me." I'd try to reason with her. Sarah, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Can we just move on? But she wouldn't. It was like she was punishing me for not reacting the way she wanted. I started to see her differently. The woman I loved was slipping away, replaced by someone who seemed determined to push me away. I thought back to our years together. We'd tried couples counseling, sex therapy, you name it. The last session was in September, just months before the kiss. Every therapist said the same thing. Sarah might be asexual or possibly a closeted lesbian. She'd shut down, accuse them of ganging up on her, and we'd stop going. I'd brought it up gently over the years. Sarah, is there something you're not telling me? Are you attracted to women? It's okay if you are. She'd snap, don't be ridiculous. But the therapist's words stuck with me. They said her aversion to touch, her lack of desire, wasn't about me. It was about her. Still, I tried to be the best husband I could. Every Friday, I'd bring home flowers. Every weekend, I'd bake her favorite cookies and cupcakes. I'd send her voice notes of songs that reminded me of her. I'd tell her I loved her every day. I'd run her a bath every night. This wasn't me showing off. It's how I was raised. Love is action, not just words. But no matter what I did, it was never enough. Then came the turning point. One morning, a week after the kiss, I sat her down. I was exhausted, worn down by her accusations and mind games. Sarah, I said we need to go back to counseling. You have to stick with it this time. No walking out, no accusing them of bullying you. Her face hardened. No. They all make me out to be the bad guy. You said you forgave me, John. You said you wouldn't resent me. You're going back on your word. I took a deep breath. This isn't about the kiss. It's about how you've been acting since. It feels like you're trying to push me away, like you want me to leave. She didn't answer. She just stood up, stormed out of the room, and got dressed. I'm going out, she said, slamming the door. I sat there stunned. That was the moment I knew something had to change. Over the next few days, I started digging. I talked to mutual friends, pieced together the puzzle. What I found shook me. Sarah had been texting another friend's boyfriend a couple of years ago. Flirty, suggestive messages. She had bragged to her friends about how she had me under her thumb, how she could do whatever she wanted because I was too scared to challenge her. Claire, the friend who sent the video, had her own agenda. She'd seen me out shopping, noticed my transformation, and decided to make a move partly to get back at Sarah for some friend group drama. It was a mess. A web of betrayal, jealousy, and petty revenge. Sarah's friend group was toxic, full of backstabbing and secrets, and Sarah was right in the middle of it. I gave her one last chance. I sat her down again 12 days after the kiss. Sarah, we need to fix this. Counseling, therapy, something. I'm trying to save us. She crossed her arms. I'm not going back. They bully me. You're the one breaking your promise. You said the kiss wouldn't split us up. I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw someone I didn't recognize. It's not the kiss, I said. It's you. Your behavior, your refusal to try, your need to make me the bad guy. I can't do this anymore. Her eyes widened, but she didn't argue. Instead, she said, if you're divorcing me, you tell the kids. I'm not doing it. Then she packed a bag and left for her sisters. That was it. 24 years gone in a moment. Telling Emma and Liam was the hardest thing I've ever done. They're too young to understand the full truth, so I kept it simple. Mommy and Daddy have decided it's best we don't live together anymore. It's not your fault, and we both love you so much. They cried, asked questions I didn't have answers for. Sarah wasn't there to help. She didn't call, didn't text. I'd message her about the kids. They miss you, Sarah. Please talk to them. Nothing. She'd read my messages and ignored them. My heart broke for my kids, but I had to stay strong. And then something unexpected happened. The moment Sarah left, I felt lighter. Like a weight I'd been carrying for years was gone. I didn't realize how much I'd been living in fear. Fear of saying the wrong thing, of being ridiculed, of never being enough. With her gone, I could breathe. I spent a day baking with Emma and Liam, eating Easter eggs, watching cartoons. We laughed, really laughed for the first time in months. I caught myself smiling and it felt foreign, but good. I stood taller, felt my 6'2" frame instead of the hunched, beaten-down version of myself I'd become. It was like blinders had been lifted, and I could see clearly for the first time. I kept digging, and the truth kept coming. Friends sent me screenshots. Sarah in a WhatsApp group posting provocative photos for strangers to comment on her unique tattoo, giving her away. There were videos of her on other nights out, flirting, dancing, living a life she never shared with me. She'd been sexting, bragging, manipulating for years, and I'd been blind to it, too busy trying to be the perfect husband to notice the cracks. Now, as I stand on the other side, I'm not angry about the kiss. I'm not even angry about the secrets. I'm sad. Sad for the years I spent trying to fix something that was never mine to fix. But I'm also free. I'm healthier, stronger, and more myself than I've ever been. I'm a dad, a baker, a man who's learning to love himself again. Sarah's out there living her life, and I hope she finds happiness. I really do. But I'm done walking on eggshells. I'm done being the bad guy in her story. This journey's been rough, but it's taught me something vital. You can love someone with everything you have, but if they don't meet you halfway, it's not enough. I failed myself for years, believing I had to endure to prove my love through sacrifice. Now I know better. Respect, kindness, honesty. Those are the baselines, not luxuries. I deserve them, and so do you. So here's my call to you. If this story hit you, if it made you think about your own life, do something about it. Hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more stories like this. Drop a comment. Tell me where you're at, what this made you feel. Are you in a place like I was, stuck in a cycle you can't break? Or have you found your way out? Let's start a conversation. Your voice matters, and I'm here for it. Thank you for listening, for being part of this moment. I'll see you in the next one. Keep going, keep growing, and don't ever settle for less than you deserve.